Hello, welcome to a special edition of Crop Life Retail Week. I'm Eric Sfiligoj, editor of Crop Life and Crop Life Iron magazines. Here again with Lara Sowinski at the MAGIE Show 2023. Laura, how you doing today?
Yeah, fine, thank you. We're actually with one another at the same place, so
Yeah,
here we are again, in
yes,
person
and
and
I'm trying
voting.
to avoid the sombrero here as we're
Yeah,
talking on camera. But yes, we're recording this from the MAGIE Fairgrounds, the McLean Fairgrounds in Bloomington, Illinois. Uh, and usually, again, just as tradition demands, we always tend to talk about weather. And boy, do we have stuff to talk about. This was a Maggie to remember in terms of heat.
It is damn hot here this year.
Would you not
yeah.
agree, Miss Laura?
Well,
I know you're from El Paso. You've been dealing with this.
this had took off about 10 degrees yesterday. I'm convinced. We had 94% humidity. What was the heat index?
The top heat index I saw yesterday
Crazy.
afternoon at about 4 o'clock on the fairgrounds was a brisk 117 degrees.
And we lived to tell about
And
it.
yeah, basically we were very, very happy people. I'm sure like everyone who was here that when we got back to our hotel rooms last night, we immediately took showers to just get all the perspiration off of us because there was a lot of it. I know myself, I was enjoying beverages all day long and never really felt the need to have to use the restroom. So I suspect I was sweating most of what I was drinking out of me as fast as I was drinking it. So if you were here, you know what we're talking about, and if you weren't, we will share the highlights with you from the show over the next couple of weeks. But we can give you some early impressions. For myself, one thing that was pretty distinct about this year's Maggie show, and by the way, it had about a 2,300 people attended this year's show over 2 days, and there were over 80 exhibitors to visit. And the one theme I noticed was a lot of the companies were focusing on ag technologies. There were a lot of systems that were geared towards, making boom arm operation more efficient or helping products move through the fields faster. And of course, there were drones flying about. They had designated areas. They weren't going around the whole fairgrounds, but I mean, there were several drone flights taking place, and I was enjoying watching those kind of rise above the whole fairgrounds. And I kept thinking, boy, if I could just get on one of those, I'd get a great aerial shot. But they wouldn't let me do that. I think it's a safety thing. So,
Well,
what about you, Laura?
I have to say, the first uh, thing that I did when I arrived at the Maggie shows, I went to where the drones were getting their demos. Even at 8 o'clock in the morning, it was so hot when the drone landed. I got that little breeze. It was like, this is terrific. I know where I'm going to camp out for the rest of the day. But
I
it
hadn't
was
thought of
great.
that. Drones as fans. Yeah,
Yeah,
that could have downdraft. That
there's
would
an
have been pretty
opportunity
nice.
there.
That would have been very helpful. Yeah. So what were your impressions? Since this is the first time Miss Laura has attended a Maggie. I've been to about 20 of them myself since the early 2000s when I started in the marketplace. But yeah, Laura, what did you see that stood out to you? What did you learn that you didn't know necessarily? How about that?
Well, obviously for me, first farm equipment show where you have the space and the dedicated space to see equipment in action and walk up to it and take a close inspection and watch the boom arms fold in and different things that they're doing to stabilize the boom arms when they're going high speed through the fields or hitting rough spots. I think that was one of the first things I was talking to a couple of the exhibitors yesterday about what types of features enhancement, what is getting better. Obviously comfort in the cab, stability for the boom arms, just taking what's good and making it better kind of thing. If I had to sum that up, likewise with the drones, bigger, better, bigger payload, better battery life. That seems to be still the focus. Obviously, the how do we improve that to cut down on the recharging and such. But overall, it was just great. There's again nothing like being able to drop in and talk to people and see things, and it was fantastic. We ended yesterday with our Showstopper Award, and that was exciting for me. Eric was kind enough to hand over the camera, so who knows what kind of shots we're all gonna see when he goes through them. But all in all, just a great day for me.
Yeah, no, and again, the day ended as we were under the food tent. They have a tailgate party, food, beer, a lot of singing, and also a raffle where they were giving outdoor prizes to people. But yes, there were awards handed out. The Custom Applicator of the Year award from the Illinois Fertilizer and Chemical Association folks. The Image Award, which went to the booth that best exemplified the MAGIE show with its layout and presentation. And of course, as you mentioned, the showstopper. Now, I'm gonna share the showstopper award winner with you this week because we'll have video ready to share next week. But just to say, Laura, this is we've been handing out the showstopper award for quite a while, and this was a first that took place. Not only the product that won the showstopper award, but the fact that actually the companies that ended up winning the showstopper award. And emphasis on companies. So we will share more details about that next week. So
it's a good thing I didn't blurt it out because I get really close.
Yeah, don't blurt it.
We'll make y'all wait.
Yes. Although if folks are curious, you can probably find things on LinkedIn or Facebook because there were people from those companies involved that were taking some photographs, and I'm sure they've posted it by now. So you can check for yourself. But if you want to see the official video from us, stay tuned for next week's video. Well, Miss Laura, since we're trying to not sweat too much here on the fairgrounds, because again, we're doing this on the second day of MAGIE, and it's still already, I think it's probably, I don't know, 90% humidity and about 88 degrees already. Yeah, that's early morning, but
feels cool.
Yeah, compared to yesterday, yes. But since this is a video, of course, we will do the tradition. Time for Fun with Numbers.
Give me something like the heat index or something.
No. Actually, the funny thing,
I could win a tractor or something, right?
The funny thing to share about the heat index is my phone is really interesting because it's like, as I was looking up where we're in Bloomington, Illinois, it was like the verbiage on the phone was hilarious because it said, and maybe my phone defaults to this because we're in the northern state, but it said that the wind chill was 117 degrees yesterday afternoon. And I thought, the words wind chill and 117 do not belong in the same sentence ever. So
Siri has a sense of humor.
Or Verizon, whatever. One of them is to blame for this. I don't know, but I thought it was. Anyhow, back to Fun with Numbers. So your number this week is 16.
Okay.
So is 16 A, the number of MAGIE Image Awards that have been handed out over the years? Is it B, the number of Showstopper Awards that have been handed out over the years? Is it C, the number of Custom Applicator of the Year awards that have been handed out over the years? Or is it D, the number of bottled waters I consumed yesterday between noon and 1 o'clock to try to stay cool?
All right, D. Has to be D.
I think it was about 7. It wasn't quite that many, but
I think any of those are correct.
They're not.
They're not?
No. You have to pick. There is definitely one.
You said this was fun with numbers. This is torture by numbers. A.
No, the MAGIE Image Award has only been handed out now, I believe, 5 times. The Custom Applicator of the Year Award was started last year, so that's only 2. So the correct answer is Showstopper. We first started handing that out 16 MAGIE shows ago. And I say MAGIE shows because there wasn't a 2020 MAGIE show because of the pandemic. So,
well, this is my first show, so you should.
Okay. I thought I did.
Still D.
I was going to say, apparently you were too busy taking pictures yesterday. Didn't listen to me tease that number when I was teasing that number. So, all right. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us for this special edition of Crop Life Retail Week from MAGIE. Hope you enjoyed some of the highlight pictures. And again, we will have more for you to share next week regarding the Showstopper Award winners, what they had to say, and again, everything else going on in the world of agriculture. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye.
If you have questions or comments about today's episode of Retail Week, contact us by email or Twitter, or type your message in the comments section below. Your feedback is important to us. We will try our best to address your thoughts in next week's episode, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.